So today we're actually going to be playing with the Huda Beauty. This is the Electric Obsessions palette. I'm a little nervous just because the last video I filmed was with the warm toned Obsessions palette, and I was really having some issues with some of the darker shadows. In addition to that, my eyes were getting pretty aggravated, so I don't know if it was particular shadows or just their formula in general. I really want to play with this palette, kind of do a fun, colorful look. I haven't done anything kind of bright in a while. I'm not leaving the house today. It's like the coldest day of the year, at least where I am. So I've been kind of doing my brows off camera, but I want to go ahead and just do them on camera since I'm doing them a little different. I've been working on my camera setup for like 3 hours now. So I just hope this video comes out good. Go ahead and run a spoolie through my brows. So I've been working with the Anastasia Beverly Hills. These are the Dipbrow pomades. I use the shade Blonde and Soft Brown. So my current favorite brush for eyebrows and eyeliner is the Morphe M409. So that's what I'm going to use. So first I'm going to take the blonde, and I have a little bit of like Ingot Duraline mixed in there from previous uses just to kind of refresh it. So I'm first going to just start doing like little flicks. Doesn't have to be too precise because we will eventually go in with some concealer. And I'm just doing this in the direction that my eyebrow hairs actually grow in. But I'm basically just trying to mimic like a fuller brow. Alright, so now that we have a little bit something going, I'm going to switch over to the darker shade. And I'm going to do the same thing, but just kind of being a little bit more precise since I'm using a darker shade. Alright, so then I'm just going to spoolie that through, soften it up a little bit. Got a little heavy-handed on this side. This side's a little bit more how I like it. And I honestly don't know if there'll ever be a time that I'm not going to clean up my brows with at least a little bit of concealer. You never know, but I'm going to clean it up with the Urban Decay. This is an all-nighter concealer. I have another way that I do it that I like a little bit more, that's a little bit more feathery, but for something as bold and colorful that I'm about to do, I figured a little bit of a structured brow might be best. I'm still collecting my thoughts on this Urban Decay concealer for my face, but I can say it is very nice for cleaning up the brows. Just a little bit of product goes a long way. It's very pigmented. And you know, I'm just, you know, nonchalantly covering up a few things that we don't have to look at right now. I really don't care too much to cover my blemishes unless I like have like a huge event, which is never. So today I have my own built-in concealer. What is this? Let's put that back. I'm gonna take just a dot of that on my lids to prime for our eyeshadow. And this concealer is supposedly like a 12-hour wear, so that's why I've been using it for my eyeshadow base for the last few times I've done my makeup. Alright, so I'm just going to set it with some RCMA no color powder. Any translucent powder or cream shadow, whatever you got, will do. My camera stopped recording. I'm not sure where it ended, but I just primed my skin with my Fresh Face Instant Glow Lumizer and also some Fix Plus. I have no idea what I want to do with this palette, but something tells me that I wore this shirt today for a reason, and that I should use this shade in my crease. And I'm taking this on a Morphe R39 maybe. It's kind of wiped off a little bit. I'm just going to build this up in the crease. I think I want to go for like a halo eye. I haven't done that in a minute. So let's bring that in the inner corner as well. Now I'm going to go in with a larger, clean, fluffy brush just to kind of buff that out into the upper crease area. Since we did not use a transition shade, I just wanted it to be more true to color. Adding a little bit more of that into the crease just to deepen that up, keeping a nice rounded shape. Going in with another clean brush. I like to have a couple clean brushes because, especially with these colorful shadows, the brush will pick up pigment pretty quickly. Like these three were clean brushes, so I kind of just keep grabbing more. Taking that same blue on a small brush just to really create this circle. And these shadows in this palette do not have nearly as much fallout as the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions palette did. Not that that's always like a bad thing, just something to note in case you can't stand that. So now we're going to take this kind of bright turquoisey blue shimmer shade, which may I say, so pigmented. I'm going to put that on a packing brush and then hit it with some Fix Plus. Put that into the center of our lid. I just put this in this midsection here and kind of kept a nice like rounded cut right here. Going back with our blue shade. Gotta sneeze. Attractive. I'm just gonna kind of fade that in and deepen up the inner and outer corner. Also gonna take this tiny little like art store brush just to pick up some of that blue product so I can darken up that line above the shimmer. Just right where it meets up. So I've hit a major stopping point on my eyes just because I literally can't choose which color I want to use next. So I'm going to go onto the face and then finish up with the eyes. So let's move our hair back and reveal our little friend. I'm going to go in with a tiny bit more of this fresh moisturizer just because I wiped off some of that fallout so many times and I feel less moisturized now. For foundation, I'm going in with the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Snow. Nothing new here. I'm telling you guys, I go through this shit. And this is the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, which is my favorite. I've been using it for forever now. I wouldn't mind having a beauty blender, but they're just so dang expensive. Careful around the brows if you've already done those. Don't want to go all willy-nilly around your brows. And I'm going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer, but I'm going to try not to use as much and see if my under eyes look as dry as they have been the last 2 times I've used this. This little sponge is also from Real Techniques. It's just a mini one. It's easier to get up in these like hard to reach areas. It does seem nice to cover up breakouts because it is so matte. Right, so now I'm going to set that with some of my RCMA No Color Powder. I try to use as little powder as possible because this concealer kind of sets itself a little bit. I just want to make sure none of my other products don't like skip around when I add them. I'm going to bronze up my face with my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I'm getting sad because it's getting closer and closer to the time where I have to make a decision about what I'm going to do with my eyes. For a little chisel to the cheek, I'm going to go in with the what is it? Tartiest? I hear people say Tartiest and Tartiest. I think it's a Tartiest. Pro Glow palette, and I'm going to take the shade Sculpt. Just a little bit more cool toned, just to add right here. I'm just using that on the edge of my brush. I initially planned to put this color on the lower lash line, but I'm scared it's going to look like Christmas wannabe. I like this, but I've done this color combo a few times already. I think I know what I'm going to do, and I think it's dangerous. Ugh. I was trying to find like a festive glitter, and I found this in my collection. It's probably something that should never be around your eyes. It's like these really cool iridescent little things. I mean, since when did use it so good? Alright, I'm nervous, but let's do it. I got my lash glue. Might be a little extra. While I was doing my other eye on camera, I kind of chipped off a few pieces just to kind of keep it more centrally located. It was a little too sparse when I applied it the first time, so I kind of just put a little bit more on the center and kind of took away some that were on this outer area. Since I had to pull off some of that glue, I'm going to re-intensify the shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 drop of this Ingot Duraline, get some of this, and make kind of a liquid shadow with that Duraline. Apparently that didn't do enough for me. I really want this area to be even brighter. So I'm going to take my NYX, this is the Roll-On Shimmer in the shade Seafoam. Just a little bit of a brighter color, and I'm going to mix that with some Duraline as well and just kind of cup the very top of this halo. In my waterline, I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs Highliner in the shade Mist Me. On the lower lash line, I'm going in with this purpley, light purpley, pinkish, I don't know, on the lower lash line. I would have loved to have kept this look all blue, but I did want to test as many of these shadows as I could without doing like a rainbow look, which just isn't my jam today. The shade isn't the most pigmented. I've gone in a few times. So now I'm taking a brush that has a little bit of this shade on it. I start slowly kind of dragging it in between, and it's going to turn that kind of lavender pink shade into a darker purple because those two colors are starting to mix together. So that's what we're going to use to kind of connect them on the outer corner only. And what you can do to figure out like what colors are going to make what, you literally can just put them on the back of your hand and mix them until you figure out what's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to add a blush, so I'm going to add a little bit more bronzer in that area. My eye is starting to get itchy and irritated right here. Set my face with some Max Fix Plus spray and hope it doesn't spray crazy. I'm going to pop on some lashes. These are the lashes I've worn in my last few videos. I will leave a link for them in the description box. They're from Amazon. Not really sure what brand they are or anything like that. I just know they're pretty and they're cheap. Okay, so lashes are on. I'm going to add an inner corner highlight. Now, I tried to find one in the palette that would suit this look, but I didn't find one. So I'm going in with my Kat Von D Alchemist Holographic Palette. I'm just going to take the Ultraviolet Amethyst shade. I want a really cool tone highlight, and I haven't used these Fenty Beauty highlighters just because they're just so pale, even on my pale skin. So I'm going to take a little bit of the cream highlight by Fenty in the shade Starstruck. Just a little bit right here just to give us a little base going, little base layer. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Fire Crystal. I think these are called the Kilowatt highlights, if I'm not mistaken. It's just so icy. Forgot to contour my nose. Going with my Laura Geller Balance and Brighten Powder Foundation in the shade Medium, just to run along the sides of my nose. That was a really bad job. I hate when I spend too long on the eyes, and then when it comes to the face, I try to like throw stuff on and be sloppy. You know, clean that up with some setting powder. Highlight the nose and the Cupid's bow. Throw a little bit of that right here too, just to help brighten that up. Honestly, have no idea what I want to do for the lips. I was going to go for a nude, but God, I've been doing lots of nudes, so I need to switch it up. I'm going to try to go in with the Jeffree Star Liquid Lip in the shade Deceased. I'm not mad about it. Right, I'm going to dust off our little bake here. For my bottom lashes, I haven't added any mascara yet. I've kind of been playing with the idea of using one of these colorful ones by NYX. I can't decide. I think I'm going to do that. This is the NYX Color Mascara in the shade Forget Me Not. Just be careful not to get that on your upper lashes. I'm going to go change my shirt so I'm not like, I don't know. I feel like this is way too matchy-matchy. Okay, that is a little bit better, but in different lighting, I decided I do not like the lipstick. It's just not working for me. So I'm going to try a few things. I'm going to first take my Anastasia lip palette and take this shade 9, this purple one, and try to like mix a little bit. And now I'm going to add a little bit of shade number 1, this right here. It'll do. I forgot to set my brows. Spray my spoolie with some Fix Plus. Run it on my bar of soap. I'm just going to brush those hairs up. But this, you guys, is the final look. I think I have decided that. Drum roll, please. I got lipstick on my teeth. I think the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette is amazing. I actually really like it. I never had any issues blending out any of the shades. They're super pigmented. My eye felt kind of itchy on this outer corner where it usually gets pretty sensitive, but it never started watering, so that is amazing news, especially for a shadow with this much pigment in it. If you guys like doing more like colorful, bold, artistic looks, then I highly recommend you pick up this palette. I believe it's like $27, but I think it is well worth it. All these shades I would pretty much use. I already have a like look in mind for each color that's in here. So there's not necessarily a color in here I wouldn't use. So far the Warm Brown Obsessions palette is kind of like Electric Obsessions palette. Good. I filmed a look using the Mauve palette, but the footage was no good, so I'll just do it again. And I don't have the Cool Tone palette. I thought I had all the palettes, but I forgot about that one. Let me know if it's amazing and if I should buy it or if I should skip on it. But this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I feel like this eye is going where I want it to go, and this eye is just like, love you.
Love you.
Can you get me something I can snack on?
Yeah, these nuts.
Say what? That should be expensive. So today we're actually going to be playing with the Huda. I'm using the same brush to throw on the floor. Pokey, did you get me a snack?
Nope.
What?
Got me some Cheez-Its.
Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah, whatever.
Give me a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I can never find the brush I want. My other brush. Why? Why? Where are you? I found a Cheez-It. I can't find anything. There you are. Hey, cuddle monkey. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a video. Yeah, we are. We sure are. But this color, God. Happy 2018, by the way. Today is January the 1st, but I hope to make 2018 a little bit more of a better place to be.